Hello everyone, hope you guys are safe and doing good. So I came here with a video to explain you about the moratorium announced by RBI. I came across multiple questions from different people regarding moratorium, what it is and how they can avail it, and what are the benefits and what are the impacts of it. So I thought like I'll put all the points in a single video and share it with you guys so that it'll be easy for you to understand the moratorium benefits and how it's going to affect your loan, and is there any impacts on that, and is it beneficial for you or not. So before going into the details, I would like to explain you what exactly moratorium means. Moratorium is a temporary prohibition of an activity. So here in this case, the RBI announced if you don't have enough funds, then you can stop paying your EMIs from March to May. So it's completely up to customers whether they want to avail it or not. So let's start with the explanation. So before that, I would like to show you a few common queries which uh, people has. So what exactly the moratorium means, and all the banks approve the moratorium, and what are the date range which moratorium is granted, and the moratorium is it gonna affect only installments or interest or both, and will the interest occur during the moratorium period? The moratorium have an impact on its CIBIL score or not? So this is one of the most common question most of the people has. Is it going to affect their CIBIL score or not? Let's look into that in detail. Uh, so, um, so let me explain what exactly this moratorium provided for loans under COVID-19 regulatory package. So, as a measure of solidarity, RBI has permitted all Indian banks and Indian financial institutions to offer its customers up to 3 months moratorium on their EMI payments falling due between March 1st, 2020 to May 31st, 2020. So as of now, this is announced only for 3 months. So it starts from March and ends on May. So people will have a question like, what if I already paid the EMI? So it's completely up to you. You can reach out to the bank and they may refund you the amount which you paid for the month of March. But I suggest don't go for that, because there'll be interest for the amount which you're not paying during this period. So we'll come into those points in detail. Before that, let me explain you who is eligible for this moratorium. So all bank customers who have availed of retail installment loan or any other retail credit facilities prior to 1st March 2020 are eligible. So the moratorium period starts from 1st March to 31st May. So the people who have taken the loan before March 1st are eligible for this moratorium, but the procedures may different for different loans and different banks. But most of the banks are given detailed explanation about the moratorium on their website. So I'll provide you the list of links for different banks in India about their moratorium details, so that you can go through your bank details and take the necessary action. And what will happen if I choose the EMI moratorium? So again, I'm suggesting don't go for the moratorium if you have enough funds. But if you don't have and if you can't pay the EMI, then only opt for it. So if I choose the EMI moratorium, then your bank will not ask for any EMI payment till 31st of May. But the interest will continue to occur on the principal outstanding for the period for the loan moratorium at the contracted rate of the loan. So still you have to pay the interest for the amount. The loan tenure also will get extended by the corresponding period for which the moratorium has been availed. So, for example, you are not taking the moratorium for March 2020, but you are taking it for April and May. That means you are taking it for 2 months. So, your loan tenure will get extended by 2 months. So, if you are availing it for March, April, and May, all 3 months, then your loan tenure will get extended by 3 more months. But it's not just 3 months, it will be extra minimum 1 more month for sure, because there'll be some extra interest during this period. So to accommodate that, of course you have to pay one more extra EMI or more than that. It depends on the remaining amount and remaining tenure of the loan. We'll come into detail explanation of that later. But before that, if in case if you wish to not to avail the moratorium, what you supposed to do? So in this case, the simplest answer is you don't have to do anything from your end. So because most of the banks are deducting the EMI by default from your account. So only in case if you want to avail the moratorium, you can go ahead and submit the application either directly in bank, or you can do the submission online. So they have given detailed explanation in their portal. You can go through each points and do the necessary things. But we encourage people with adequate funds to continue paying during this period to avoid extra interest charges and tenor extension. However, if you skip your EMI payment during this period, it is completely understood that you require EMI moratorium till May 2020. So there won't be any extra charges, but the interest will be there for sure. So what charges will I pay if I avail of this EMI moratorium? So this is one of the common and very interesting question here. So if you avail the EMI moratorium, there will be a levy of interest at the contracted rate of the loan for the period of EMI moratorium on the loan outstanding. Such interest will be collected by extending the original tenor of the loan accordingly. This is what I explained to you earlier. So if in case if you're availing for 3 months moratorium, so the extra tenor won't be just 3 months. It might be 1 month extra or more than, plus your 3 months. So this is gonna affect your loan tenure. For example, let's consider you have a loan amount of 8 lakhs and remaining tenure is 36 months, and last EMI which you're supposed to pay on February 7th 2023. So you are opting for 3 months moratorium, that is on March, April and May. That means you have availed 3 months moratorium. So of course your tenure will get extended by 3 more months. Additionally, the additional interest would be about rupees 25,500 rupees, and the resultant tenor would increase by 4 months, and the last EMI including the interest recovery would be on 7th June 2023. So you're supposed to finish your loan by February, but it's actually getting ended by June by extending 3 more months plus the interest amount, that is again 1 more month, and it will end on June. And if it is a salaried person loan, so for example let's consider it's 4 lakhs and remaining tenure is 48 months, that is 4 years, and last EMI which you're supposed to pay on March 2024, and opting for 2 months moratorium, that is just April and May. You already paid March EMI, and April and May is pending, so you are opting for that. The additional interest would be about 15,000 rupees, and the resultant tenor would increase by 1.4 EMI, and the last installment would be on 4th July. So that is 40% of regular EMI. So we really don't recommend that. So in this case, you have taken only 2 months moratorium, but you will be paying 1.4, 1.5 EMI extra just because of 2 months moratorium. So if you have enough funds, go ahead and pay it. So the next thing, what if I have already paid the EMIs and would like to avail the moratorium till 31st May 2020? So I already explained you about this. So you can avail of the moratorium benefits for the unpaid EMIs. Please follow the process by contacting the respective bank. So even there are banks which they are ready to repay the amount which you already paid for March month. So it's completely up to bank and their rules and regulations. So I have seen a couple of banks ready to pay back the EMI which you already paid for March, but of course for April and May you can contact the bank at the earliest. Does the moratorium affect my credit rating? So most of the people are very concerned about their CIBIL score and their rating. So this moratorium does not affect your CIBIL score for sure. So opting for the EMI moratorium will not affect your credit rating at all. And does this moratorium apply for credit card? So this is one interesting question. So the people will be having some loans on credit card and outstanding amounts on your credit card. So is it gonna apply on credit card outstanding and the loans taken on credit card? So yes, the moratorium is available on credit card as well, and the loans availed on credit card as well. And once again the the duration is only from 1st March to 31st May. So the whatever payments you're supposed to do in between 1st March and 31st May, you can avail this. The moratorium allow you to defer the payment till 31st May 2020. You're required to pay the minimum amount due or total outstanding and accrued interest charges on the due date after 31st May 2020. So for example, your due date might be 10th of every month, so you don't have to pay anything till 31st May. So you will be skipping your March 10th, April 10th and May 10th. So the next due date will be on June 10th, so you're supposed to pay the minimum amount or the full amount. But the whatever amount you didn't pay during this moratorium period, there'll be an interest charges, and you have to pay the total amount. Are all credit card customers eligible for this moratorium? So yes, all retail credit card customers will be deemed eligible for the moratorium if they are regular with these payments on or before 1st March 20 on their credit card outstanding and loans taken on the credit card. So they will check your history also. So based on that, the bank can take the decision on this. And how do you avail the credit card moratorium? So to avail the credit card moratorium, you can voluntarily defer paying the outstanding during this period. So you don't have to inform the bank, or you don't have to fill out any forms for availing moratorium on credit card. So you can just stop paying the dues. So there won't be any late fees or extra charges, but interest will be calculated for the outstanding amount. Also, you can turn off the auto pay, otherwise it will be debited from your account. And you can completely if you're manually paying the amount, you can completely stop paying it. And interest will be levied for the moratorium period on my credit card outstanding and loan on credit cards. So I already explained this. Yes, of course, the interest will be levied as per the contracted rate on the card. So opting for 3 months moratorium allow you to defer the payment of your credit card dues and loan installments taking on credit card only till 31st May. So most of the banks are encouraging customers to make full payments towards outstanding wherever possible to avoid or minimize the levy of interest charges for this period. So you can opt for it, but of course you have to pay the interest. So the impact of deferment. So this is the most important part of this video. So what is the impact of this moratorium? If you avail the moratorium, what's going to be the impact? So interest shall continue to occur on the outstanding portion of the term loan during the moratorium period. The possible impact of the extension of the repayment period, I'm explaining you. So I already given you some example and explained you, but once again I'm explaining you in case of auto loan. So for example, you have 6 lakhs with the remaining maturity of 54 months, and the additional interest payable would be around 19,000 approximate, that is equal to 1.5 EMIs. So if you're taking 3 months moratorium, so you're supposed to pay 4.5 months EMI extra. But what if it is in home loan? So for home loan, you have taken it for 30 lakhs with the remaining maturity of 15 years. The net additional interest would be approx 2.34 lakhs, which is equal to 8 EMIs. So if you're taking 3 months moratorium, you have to pay 11 EMIs. So calculate it actually increases based on the remaining amount and the tenure. So here the amount is 30 lakhs and the tenure is 15 years. Just for 30 lakhs you have to pay 8 EMIs extra. So imagine about the extra EMIs if the amount is more than 50 lakhs or a crore. So the here a table representation of the actual impact. So for example, you have outstanding loan term of 36 months and you are availing the moratorium of 3 months, and the revised term will be 40 months. So out of that, 3 months will be the moratorium period, so 36 plus 39, and extra EMI will be 1. And if in case if the outstanding loan term is 5 years, that is 60 months, the same moratorium 3 months, the reverse term will be 65. In that, 2 will be extra EMIs. And if it is 120 months, that is 10 years, the moratorium again 3 months, the reverse term will be 128, that is 5 extra EMIs. If it is 15 years, that is 180 months, 3 months moratorium, the reverse term will be 191, the extra EMI will be 8. I already explained you this in the previous screen, that is 8 EMIs extra, that is somewhere around 2.5 lakhs if it is 30 lakh. Now, outstanding loan term is 240 months, that is 20 years. Again, the moratorium is 3 months, and reverse term is 258, that is extra EMI is 15 months. So, just to avail 3 months moratorium will cost you something higher here. But of course, the value of money will be little lesser by the time you repay the full loan, but still you are paying 15 extra EMIs. So just to conclude, we recommend to pay the EMI to avoid the interest and extension of the repayment period. But it depends on your financial stability also. So if you have enough fund to pay the EMI, go ahead and do that. If you do that, you don't have to take any. If you want to continue with your AMI, so you don't have to take any action from your end. But still, I recommend you can go ahead and look into the bank's website, or you can directly reach out to the bank. And if in case if you want to avail the EMI moratorium, then you have to take action from your end. Yeah, you have to either fill the online form, or you have to reach out to the bank and fill out the form and submit, and then only you can avail the moratorium. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope it's clear. And if in case if you have any queries related to the moratorium, please feel free to reach out to us. We are happy to help. So you can reach out to us by email. I'll mention the email in the description of this video. Also, I'll give you the list of links for different banks to understand the moratorium rules and regulations. So thank you. Stay safe, be at home. Thank you.